You know, kids, I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys to do a lesson on how to play the intro licks to Aqua Dementia by Mastodon, and I can totally understand why. I had a whale of a time figuring it out myself. Hello children, and welcome to a new installment of Weekend Wankshop, here with your good pal, Uncle Ben. You know, here for a while on my channel I've been going through and doing a track-by-track cover of every song on the Mastodon classic Leviathan, one of my all-time favorite records. And one thing I've gotten a lot of questions about is how to play the crazy, hybrid-picked, kind of shreddy solo riff intro thing to the song Aqua Dementia, which is one of my favorite songs on the whole record. This intro has got a little bit of everything you can expect whenever you learn some of the older Mastodon material. It's got some odd time signature stuff, some hybrid picking, lots of open strings. They incorporate lots of opens in their riffs. It's really cool to play and extremely hard to figure out, especially with all those unison notes and open strings ringing out through there. But Uncle Ben's gonna save you the trouble and struggle and show you how to play it himself. But before we start tackling that bad boy, let's hear it again at stepdad speed. Of course, kids, you can find a full tab for this week's lick on Uncle Ben's Instagram page. Go on there, search for BenElerGuitars, find my page, admire my cute dogs and guitars, and also be sure to learn how to play this week's lick and upload a video of yourself shredding through it along with the hashtag Weekend Wankshop. So first things first, the tuning. This is in Mastodon's signature A tuning that they use. The entire guitar is tuned down a whole step, and then the low E string is tuned all the way down to A. So you end up with A, G, C, F, A, D. A lot of people have been asking me what string gauge I'm using for this tuning, and right now I have a set of Ernie Ball M Steel strings on here that are 10 through 52. That's a 52 in A, which is pretty light, so you gotta be pretty careful with it. But I'll tell you what, man, I've had these strings on this guitar since last September. Holy cow, has it been like a year already? Wow. Well, anyway, look, they still sound bright and shiny. They've started to dull out just a little bit, but my God, that's a long time for a set of strings to last. Ernie Ball M Steel. This riff utilizes a lot of hybrid picking, which is that combination of using our thumb and pointer finger here holding a pick and using our middle finger in order to pick some of the other notes that are out there. I recommend having a little bit of fingernail going on. You can see I don't have a ton, it just barely goes out past my fingertip. But it definitely helps, and the biggest thing about this that I like is that it evens out the attack a lot. That way you don't have loud picked notes and soft sounding, you know, skin on steel sounds. If you use the nail, it kind of evens out the tone a little bit to where it sounds more like your pick does. Sometime in the near future I'll do an entire "This is why your hybrid picking sucks" video, which will answer all your questions you have about that technique. But if you're not familiar with hybrid picking or just don't really want to get into it right now, you can play this entire riff just replacing all the finger picked notes with upstrokes with your pick. You'll see as you learn this that there's kind of this separation between the pick only does downstrokes and the middle finger covers everything else. So you can kind of reverse engineer that and turn all of the hybrid pick notes into upstrokes with your pick, and it'll work out just fine. This riff is broken up into 3 different sections, so let's dive into section 1 first. So throughout this first section of the riff, the pick will be playing the G string and the B string with downstrokes, and the middle finger will handle the high E string with those hybrid picked notes. So again, throughout this whole thing, if it's being played on the high E, that'll be a hybrid pick note. Otherwise, it is a downstroke with the pick. So the first thing you're going to do in this riff is to play the B string open and hammer on to fret 5. Then you're going to hybrid pick the high E string open and hammer on to fret 3. Again, if you're not hybrid picking, just do an upstroke right here. So far we got. Then you're going to play the 5th fret B again. Then your open high E string, which again, hybrid pick there. All the high E string notes through the first section, hybrid pick. We'll just leave it at that. That's what we have so far. Open to 5 on the B, open to 3rd on the E, 5th B, open E. And then the last thing you're going to do here is to play the 5th fret B string again, pulling it off to open. Then play your 4th fret G string, pulling off to open. After that, you follow with this lick. It's pretty simple. I'm playing open to 3rd on the B with a hammer on, high E string, open to 5 on the B, open high E, open to 6 on the B, open high E. So far we've got now what you're going to do after that is to play the first section of the lick again. And this time that little ending changes a little bit. You're going to go open to 3 on the B, high E open, open to 6 on the B, high E, open to 5 on the B, high E. So instead of going 3, 5, 6, like you did the first time, the second time you're going to go 3, 6, 5. That's a little motif that repeats through the other sections of this riff too. But your entire first section is going to be the stem, first ending, the stem, second ending. Kind of an A-B-A-C pattern if you want to look at it that way. The second section of this riff is going to start off with an open B hammering onto 3rd fret B, open high E hammering onto 2nd fret high E, 3rd fret B, open high E. This is very much mimicking the first part that you played, just using a different set of notes down here. So again, it's open B to 3rd, open high E to 2nd, 3rd fret B, open high E. Then what we're going to do is to play the 3rd fret B pulling off to open, 3rd fret G pulling off to open. Like that. That's kind of the main stem. Now again, this has 2 different endings. It goes stem, ending 1, stem, ending 2. So the stem is, your first ending is going to go like this. Now, for the first section, we talked about how you only hybrid pick the high E string. For this section, we're going to hybrid pick the B string a little bit. So all the B string notes I'm playing here are going to be played with the middle. So what I'm doing is I'm playing open to 2nd on the G, open B, open to 4th on the G with a hammer on, open B, open to 5 on the G, open B. So we have the stem, first ending, then just like the first riff, you're going to play the stem, and then the second ending, which is just barely different. You're going to go open to 2 on the G string, then open B, open to 5 on the G, open B string, open to 4 on the G string, B. So it's the same deal. Stem, ending 1, stem, ending 2. Just like that. Now with both of these riffs here, section 1 that we covered, and section 2 that we just covered, you're going to play both of those all the way through 2 times. So 2 times through the first section, 2 times through the second section, 2 times through the first section, 2 times through the second section. After that, we get into this third part of the riff. So the third section of this riff doesn't involve any hybrid picking. It's all just straight up picking over here. Now for the first part of the lick, I find myself using upstrokes here because I'm going from B string to G string to D string. So it just kind of makes sense to go straight up with the pick like that. You could do downstrokes though, but it's not so fast that you couldn't downstroke it. That's fine. Anyway, where we're going to begin here is with the B string, fret number 3. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the 3rd fret, hammer on to 4th, pull back off to 3rd, and then pull off to open. So that's 3, hammer on 4, pull off 3, pull off open. Then we're going to go to the G string here and basically play the same idea but using frets 2 and 4. 2nd G, hammering on to 4th, pulling back off to 2, pulling off to open. Then I'm gonna play the exact same lick, but on the D string here. 2, hammering on to 4, pulling off to 2, pulling off to open. And then lastly, you're gonna play the 2nd fret on the A string. So that was 3 and 4 on the B string, 2 and 4 on the G, 2 and 4 on the D, and then lastly, the A string fret 2. Notice timing-wise here that first note that you play, the 3, the 2, and the 2, kind of hangs out a little longer than the others. Gives the rhythm a weird kind of lopsided feel. So just so you know, it's not going to be played like this, with a real straight metric feel like that. It's kind of this blurred, rushed feel. And after that, we got 2 different endings that we play, just like the other parts of the riffs here. Both of them are just straight up pick. There's no hybrid picking here for these endings. And they're going to be played with some fretted notes on the G being hit up against the open B string. Here's how the first one goes. I'm going to fret the G fret 4 and strike that with the open B. It's a unison. I'm going to play the 2nd fret G with the open B. Back to fret 4. And then I'm going to move up to fret number 5 with the open B string and hit it 3 times. So that was 4, 2, 4, 5, 5, 5. All of which had the G and B strings being hit simultaneously. Open B, fretted notes on the G. Then you're going to play that stem again. And you're going to play the 2nd ending. It's going to go like this. 4, 2, 5, and then 4, 4, 4. So again, just like the other parts of the riffs that we played right there, the endings, it was all the same notes, just in a slightly different order. But this is no different. So one more time for the road, if we break all those parts down, we've got our first stem, ending 1, first stem, ending 2. Again, that would repeat 2 times. And then you're going to play stem number 2. It's first ending. Stem number 2. It's 2nd ending. Again, repeat 2 times. First part 2 times, 2nd part 2 times. And then this 3rd section that we ran into. 3rd stem. First ending. 3rd stem. 2nd ending. And that's just about it. So there you go, kids, another sick lick to add to the good old wank bank. This stuff is a ton of fun to play. Learning all these old Mastodon songs like this one and Capillary and Crest and Megalodon and all those other songs are really what got me into hybrid picking, which is a technique that has infested every possible range of my playing, from my rhythm guitar playing to my lead playing and everything. Hybrid picking is really, really cool. There's a lot of neat things you can do with it once you get a hang of the technique. So learn this lick and learn it well. Learn a bunch of other Mastodon songs too. If you're looking for one that's really easy to start with and work on some hybrid picking, I would recommend checking out Ol Nessie. It's from their Remission record, which is probably my favorite record of theirs. I love it. But the song Ol Nessie has an intro that's just basically 2 notes and then a hybrid picked high E string. 2 notes and then a hybrid picked high E string. So it's not as fast and crazy as this one. So if you're looking for a good way to get your feet wet with hybrid picking, that's a good place to start. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks a ton to Mastodon for making such kick-ass music. Be sure to follow my antics and shenanigans on Instagram. Follow me over there at BenElerGuitars. And be sure to drop me an email, BenElerGuitars@gmail.com, if you're interested in booking some one-on-one Skype lessons. Drop me a line, we'll talk rates and times, all that good stuff. So anyway, stay tuned for more next week. I've got a lot of cool spooky licks planned for the entire Halloween month of October, so stay tuned for some fun surprises. Take it easy, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys next week.